evolution of sound.
Beep beep, what's up ninjas, my name is Semworld and today I'm going to show you how to make a similar sound like the one you can find in Loach21's Drop That. That's one of my favorite sounds and we can get very close to it. However, there's something that's missing in the sound to get that sound, so I asked you guys if you guys want to take a shot at it after you watch this tutorial. Try it out as well and let me know if you end up getting it, and if you do, I'll give you a free copy of Confessions Revolutions, which you guys know is the G House pack we released last month that garnered a lot of support from the G House community and the Brazilian bass community. It's like a sample pack and sound bank for Serum. So if you guys are ready, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to have two layers of Serum going, okay? The first one is going to be set up in a way, and then the second one is going to set up in a different way. We're going to talk a little bit about this, and we're going to talk about why I don't do it in the same Serum. The first one, what we're going to do is add a +7. What the +7 is going to do is it's going to make it so that if I play a C, which is the key of the song, oops, playing two of them. You know, I'm playing an F right now. You know, I'm not playing the C. So this is going to be playing the F key while the other one is going to be playing the C key. So this is what's going to create this cool effect that you hear in the song Drop That. So that's the melody of it. So now what we're going to do first is add a sync. And this is what, you know, there we go. You got to find the sweet spot for it. So this is the sync, and there we go. The sync, what it does, literally, it's just imitating the analog sync, which you have two oscillators running. One of them is a master, the other one's a slave. The effect is just, you know, you get higher pitch sounds like this, but in analog you get more metallic, more dirty sounds that sound very FM-ish at times, and that's the only way to achieve it in some of the analog synths, because FM is a digital product that was introduced with the Yamaha DX7, which is, I think, the next keyboard I'm going to get in my collection. So what we're going to do here is have a low pass to shape this. We're going to go to envelope 2, give it a bit of a tack. Womp, womp, womp. Okay, that's one of the things about the sound you want to pinpoint. We're going to lower the decay, and then we're going to add it here. You can see that. Let's move it down a bit. So there we have the melody and the sound. It's coming along great. Now what we're going to do here is lower the resonance a bit and also not open it up all the way. The reason we don't want to open up all the way is so we don't get the high end of it, because if you hear the sound, the reason that the sound in their track sounds very dark and just fucking is because they don't open it up all the way, where you get the little cheap ass high end of the saw. Okay, so once we have this, it's time to go into the effects. We're going to apply a dimension here. Now, the other thing I also want to do is I want to do a retrig effect on my oscillator A. What this means is that the oscillator reproduces a sound. You know, it's doing its thing. Let's say it's a sine. And after, when you change notes, it just keeps going. But if you have the retrig on, it just brings it back to the starting line and starts over. What this creates is a mono sound, more of a mono effect to the sound. So all we have to do is get the R interface and move it back. And now, let's say we had two voices right now. You can see that. So it works when it's two or more voices. There we go. So there we have that. Now let's move on to the effects. As I said, we're going to add a distortion here. We're going to do a post high pass one. This is going to be my high layer of the bass. There we go. And then we're going to be done here. So now what we're going to do to the sound is add OTT. It's going to bring it out. We're going to add a bit there, just pull back. Alright, cool there. And now what we want to do here is just going to be to add reverb to this, and this is where the magic happens. So we're going to add it over here. Fuck, I should have just used this one. Oh well. 100%, low size, high. Get rid of all this for now. Route it. Perfect. Okay, now we move on to the second layer, which is actually going to be more of the low layer of the sound. This is where the magic happens. So this one's going to stay like this. If we play it together, it sounds like this right now. Okay, so let's shape this one to sound like the other one. We're gonna do the exact same thing here. Give it a bit of shape. Let's see what we're at over here. We could have just copied it over. Oh well. 141. Okay, so that's the important thing, is the attack. 141. Okay, so in analog, the cool thing about analog, guys, is that it sounds so real, and it's just, you can feel the knobs. But one of the things that you can definitely like just pick up on by listening to it is that when you don't when you have a note, let's say you're playing a D, right, and then you have an analog synth that's poly, so you can play more than one note. Like this one over here, the Moog Sub 37, it's a duophonic. When you play another note, you know, the thing with pitch is that the higher something sounds to you, the faster it's moving. So that's how pitch works. You know, high pitch means that the sound is moving really fast. So obviously every pitch is going to have a different speed. So when you play them together, you hear different speeds, and that's what creates the effect in the Loach 21 Drop That. It's the change. You have one sound playing at F and the other one playing at C. You know, you see that a lot in Future House, Deep House as well, to get that vibe. But when you have it like this with the same sounds and you're at that sync, then you get this really nice sound. So now if we do this, you know, it makes more sense now. So we do want to control the volumes here. Let's go with something else here, like a sine or something. And let's add a sync to that as well here. And distortion maybe. Okay, cool. We do want to add OTT to this guy too, so let's do that. Okay, let's get rid of this, not too much. Let's do Iron Face down all the way. Let's hear how it sounds. So we're going to lower down to here a few of the frequencies. Okay, cool. And then the last thing we're going to do is actually going to be to add an overdrive. And this is where the sound meets its end. I cannot get it past this point here. Okay, so that's going to be the sound. If we mess with the sync, we can also get more closer. Okay, so that's going to be my recreation of the Loach 21 Drop That. I know it's not close. It's like kind of almost there. It's missing something. I don't know if it's just the fucking master or what, but it's missing that last step to get it to where it needs to be. But this is going to be the recreation for it. As you guys can see, the sound is actually not that hard to kind of make. And you can make your own variations with it as well. Let's say this is not what you want. You like the sound idea. You know, you want to go with something else. Maybe you can always turn it into a dubstep lead, obviously. And God knows what. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It's a bit, you know, there, but hopefully it helps you out in any way. Hopefully you were trying to make a similar sound. This is going to be that one. And I'll see you guys next time. Then just take care and have an amazing day.